All right, so this has happened. I'm gonna give you a fair spoiler warning. Spoilers on the recent episode of The Walking Dead are coming in 3, 2, 1. It's obvious I don't regularly do videos on Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. And you know when I do? It means shit went down. And so shit has gone down. Because that dipshit who looks like Rumpelstiltskin from that straight to VHS video, the guy who he's gotten a lot of people killed at this point in his life. He has almost gotten Glenn killed. He almost purposely killed Glenn. Glenn does not have good rapport with this guy. It just speaks to the quality of Glenn's character where Glenn's like, I'm gonna give you another shot, man. Glenn, why are you doing that? We already know you are husband number one in the zombie apocalypse. You don't have to actually be a saint. No, Glenn wanted to be a saint. He wanted to give this guy another shot. So they're on a dumpster and all these walkers are trying to paw at their legs, grab them and bring them down. I mean, they have very little space. You're like, how are they gonna get out of this? But I imagine he will. I mean, you don't think they're going to kill Glenn. Then Johnny Dipshit looks at Glenn, he's like, thank you. Bow! It's a sweet shot where it shows Glenn and blood just goes and sprays on him, and Glenn has that look like, holy shit, that wasn't pretty. And so you're thinking, all right, Glenn, take the stiff, throw him into the zombies, give him something to munch on, get out of there. Sure enough, Johnny Dipshit's body falls over onto Glenn. Glenn goes overboard, and he just hits the mosh pit of walkers. And even then, you're like, maybe you could bring the body on top of you so the zombies will munch on him and think you're dead? Maybe. Nope, they proceed to rip Glenn's guts out. Glenn's dead. Which you feel like Ben Kenobi on the Millennium Falcon at that point. You're like, oh, I feel a great disturbance in the Force. As if a billion voices all cried out at once. Fuck the Walking Dead. And then silence. Very sure that's what happened, but because of time zone, it wasn't all at once. It was in sections. Which, if I'm being objective about it, someone in the group really did have to die. I'm saying one of the fan favorites that people have latched onto. Because people have died in the group, but they weren't like the ones where you look at, you're like, they're never gonna kill them off. But I'm saying a fan favorite did have to bite it, so you feel like the group is mortal, like they can be hurt, like people can die. And it happened now at great cost to us. I wish it was someone else. I don't know who else, but I just didn't want Glenn to. Glenn's like awesome. Glenn is like normal dude. I would hang out with Glenn. I would have a beer with Glenn. The worst part about it is it really feels meaningless. This shithead who has gotten a lot of people killed, who should have died a long time ago, who Glenn has given more than enough chances to, just blows himself away. It's not like Glenn sacrificed himself to save this guy out of faith that he'll be a better person. Not like Glenn saved a baby. It's just like this guy blew himself away and then fell on Glenn, and Glenn fell into the walkers. It's just a shit situation. You really feel like it's meaningless. Which I get in a show like this. It's like, yeah, it's kind of, you don't know who's gonna go. It's not always going to be epic, dude. And it makes it feel a lot more real. I'm just saying, if Glenn was gonna go out, I'd want him to save a baby or something. And the shitty part about it is Maggie's probably not actually going to know it happened. There are no witnesses. I mean, Michonne's like, oh, the fire didn't light, and someone's like, well, it just means they didn't light the fire. It doesn't mean they didn't get out. So really, it's gonna be one of those things where days are gonna go by, and Maggie's not going to see Glenn. She's gonna be like, maybe he's dead. So she's gonna hold on to that hope, and really, I don't think they're ever gonna get confirmation that Glenn's dead. I hate it when I don't get closure in things. It haunts me, it bothers me. Which again makes it more real, and it makes you feel like you have to deal with it too, because you're like, that's just the way the world is, and I hate that shit. I imagine next season there's gonna be a scene where Maggie's sitting around on maybe a campfire or something, and she's gonna see something of Glenn's, and I don't know, she's gonna burn it or something. And right there, it's gonna show that she has actually accepted that Glenn's dead, but I don't think it's gonna come for quite a while. I've seen some people argue online, like, watch it again. If you look at it, it's not actually him getting ripped up. Yeah, you're right. I think it's a prop. It's makeup. It's special effects. Secrets out, they don't actually kill actors in The Walking Dead. If it looks like it's not actually Glenn's body, it's because it's not Glenn's body. It's a prop they have on the guy to make it look like it's his body. I'm just saying, if something doesn't look like someone's actually getting ripped up, it doesn't mean the character's not getting ripped up. It just means the actor's not getting ripped up. But hey, in humoring this theory, maybe Glenn is alive. Maybe he sat there and the zombies munched down on body number 1, and they were like, all right, we're not even going to continue on to body number 2. We're full. And Glenn stumbles into town alive. At this point, I don't think that would be a good idea. I mean, I don't know about you, but the only thing I hate more than a beloved character dying is a studio or storytellers who don't have the balls to commit to the fact that they killed a beloved character. I mean, Glenn's dead. They'll get shit for it. People hate it. Our hearts sank. They broke. We can at least respect the balls it takes to kill a beloved character like Glenn. If they have Glenn stumble into town like, hey guys, I totally survived a horde of walkers on me. It was actually the other guy's body on me that they were tearing up. I mean, it just looked cheap. And at that point, you just look at The Walking Dead as a show that just doesn't have a spine. Because it'd be apparent at that point that anyone else who wasn't a beloved character like Glenn would not have walked away from that. People will be able to see through the bullshit of that kind of inconsistency, and I think that'll backfire on them. But that's just me humoring. Officially, I genuinely think Glenn is dead because I saw him get torn up. I might sound like a hypocrite, like, oh, Glenn's dead, damn it, well, don't bring him back. I'm just saying bringing him back would compromise the whole of the show. Yeah, in any case, those are my thoughts. It sucks. I hate losing a favorite character, and I just didn't want to lose Glenn. Because Glenn was us. He didn't come from anything hard. He was like, you know, you could tell he was probably dorky, and he was nerdy, and now he's in a zombie apocalypse, and he's still alive. And he's become a badass, so you feel like maybe you could become a oh, no, now he's dead. Which means I would probably die too, so that's that. Fascinating thing is the season's not done yet. There's a lot of shit that can go wrong, that can go bad. So do you think anyone else is going to die? And what do you think of Glenn dying? That's a dumb question. Anyone who's like, yeah, I don't care. It means you don't watch The Walking Dead. You're just talking shit. Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.